it's Marley from the Energy Boutique with your energy forecast for Sunday, January 2nd. So today we have the moon in Capricorn preparing for our brand new moon at 1:35 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That is when the energy is going to be at its peak. But of course, we have been in this new moon energy for the last couple of days, a beautiful energy to usher in a brand new year. And of course, please download your moon guide. So the cosmos is very busy. We have 14 different aspects here today. 9 of them involve this moon. And we also have Mercury right out of the gate, moving out of Capricorn and into Aquarius. So I am going to recommend that you look at the top of the screen. I believe it's the right-hand corner. I'm going to drop a link to Mercury in Aquarius and the new moon in Capricorn astro event. I want you to go check this out. I'm able to go into a little bit more depth in that particular forecast on what we can expect. But basically, to summarize, we have a huge shift taking place in our mental plane. We are expanding our ideas. We're thinking outside the box. We are definitely freeing ourselves from some of the limiting beliefs that had us stuck in 2021. And this is, again, a great energy to come into this brand new year with, to align with under this new moon, because we are essentially setting the tone. We are either making or breaking our success here in 2022. We got to get busy. We have to get down to the nitty gritty. We have some things to build and create. Now, the moon is going to help us out by aligning with the true node. This is a beautiful energy because we have to be thinking long term. That Capricorn energy is long-term goals, breaking it down into logical, practical, calculated, strategic steps so that we can actually see that end goal manifest. The sun bumps into Saturn, and this is the particular point in time where we're likely going to feel the squeeze, the pressure, the weight of the roles and responsibilities that we have on our shoulders. Now, I just want to kind of just remind you that this whole new year, new me thing is a little bit outdated. There's nothing wrong with you. Of course, we have to wake up. We have to continuously push the boundaries of what it is that we're capable of, but do not put yourself in a pressurized situation where you have to change, you have to get your life together, you have to join a gym, you have to get on a diet. That's why those things fail. There is no point in starting something brand new in the dead of winter. That is not what this is about. Yes, the Gregorian calendar does tell us that we are in a brand new year, but astrologically speaking, we don't enter into a brand new year. We don't get the green light go ahead until March 20th. Okay, that's that equinox energy. We have that Aries energy, lighting a fire within us. Now is the time to think. Now is the time to plan. Now is the time to recognize the weight of the roles and responsibilities on your shoulders, the commitment that you've made, and where it is that you can kind of release yourself from some of those restrictions. Now, the moon is going to square Chiron, and this is likely going to add to the pressure that we're feeling because, yes, we are a little bit rubbed raw. We're very vulnerable at this particular point. Many of us have had some activations, some triggers, especially over the holiday season with our 3D lives, with our family and friends, and we are trying to keep our mindset as positive as possible. But of course, the Capricorn energy tends to bring out the negative Nancy in all of us. The moon is going to try and help us out here by joining forces with Neptune. Neptune gives us a beautiful energy to get creative, to align with our higher self, to tap into our intuition, to dream that big, beautiful dream. And of course, that moon in Capricorn wants to pluck out those possibilities and actually get down to the nitty-gritty in our mental plane on whether or not it's actually possible. The calculated and strategic steps that we have to take in the here and now in order to align with that greater, grander vision. The moon trines with Uranus, and you'll notice in the moon guide that Uranus is a key major factor in this particular new moon energy. This Uranian energy is opening up our minds, freeing us from some of those limiting beliefs, some of those negative Nancy narratives. We've definitely had our blinders on, especially while Mercury was in Capricorn. And now this Uranian energy is going to shock us. It's going to awe us. It's going to give us a moment of genius, an aha moment that we can't unknow. And this is definitely going to be the motivating factor that we need in order to push the boundaries on what it is that we actually believe is possible. Now, the moon is going to bump into Saturn. And of course, Saturn rules over Capricorn energy, the ruler of this new moon event. And again, this is kind of where we take those couple steps back, right? Like we've been talking about. Every single time we take a step forward, those dark force energies want to take us back a peg. Well, the moon bumping into Saturn is going to likely trigger an event coming from our external realms that really puts us in a not so nice mood, a not so nice funk. We have to remember that the new moon is a dark phase. It's when we're sitting in the shadow. And because Saturn is about roles and responsibilities, where it is that we need to boss up, there's a lot of pressure on us right now, especially coming into a new year. We have this very, very conditioned mind to think that we have to do everything yesterday. We have to make a dramatic change. We have to start fresh. New year, new me, throw it out. That is going to be the biggest hindrance. That is going to be the biggest deficit, disappointment if you try to align with those particular ideals. And then, of course, at 1:34, 1:35 p.m. in the afternoon Eastern Standard Time, we have the moon conjunct with the sun. The moon is in Capricorn, the sun is in Capricorn, they're aligning in the cosmos. And what happens? We recognize the old. We recognize the new. We see the overlap in our emotions, in our consciousness, in our actions and behavior of what we have to do to cut the cord with the past that's keeping us paralyzed, and what it is that we have to do to open up our heart and open up our mind space to the new elements, the new habits that maybe we should be thinking about and getting in alignment with in order to actually see our long-term vision and goals actually manifest. Now, the moon is going to bump into Mars, and this is going to create a little bit of a restless energy. Mars is ruling over our physical energy, our drive, our passion, even our anger, if need be. And Mars is in Sagittarius, that fire energy. We want to jump into new adventures. We want to start new chapters. We want to seek new meaning, new purpose. We want to take action in our lives to get to where it is that we want to be. And again, yesterday, we do not have a lot of patience. So the moon bumping into Mars right now is likely going to activate us in our external realms to want to make a move. Maybe we need to clean up from Christmas. Maybe we need to get organized. Maybe we need to reorganize our living spaces. There's no better way to kind of get a brand new energy going by moving things around. And of course, please cleanse your space after you do so to get rid of that fragmented energy. Jupiter is going to square the true node. And let me tell you, this could be a conflict. This could be very overwhelming. Why? Because Jupiter wants us to grow. He wants us to expand. He's in Piscean energy. He wants to heal the wounds from the past so that we can move on. He wants us to connect with our higher realms. He wants us to channel in our intuition. He wants us to think outside of the box. And the true node wants us to get in alignment with the dreams and the visions that we want to manifest. But right now, the pressure is building. The pressure is paralyzing. We might actually just want to escape altogether. So don't be too hard on yourself. Don't just, start piling on the to-do list and the expectations, or else you will be disappointed with your progress. 100%. If you apply the pressure, put too much on you, you're not going to last very long. This year is about energy management. Mercury, who is fresh into Aquarius, is going to bump into Jupiter. And let me tell you, this is going to be a crushing, paralyzed energy in our mental plane. Why? Because Mercury in Aquarius has 50 million tabs open. We're trying to be innovative. We're trying to be progressive. We're trying to push the boundaries of our thoughts. We're grasping new visions. We're grasping new ideas. And that Jupiter energy is just too much. Turning the volume on our mental plane. We're still adjusting to this particular energy. We're in the new moon, which is very dark. The shadow parts of ourselves are kind of creeping creeping up. And basically, we do not have control over our thoughts. And that is a big deal because coming into 2022, there is nothing more important than our mindset. So again, do not cram too much into that brain of yours. Do not start creating too many lists for yourself. Do not add to the pressure. The moon is going to semi-square Jupiter, and this is going to be a tough element as well. Why? Because we're overwhelmed. We feel like there's too much going on. We do not know that we're capable of great things at this point. That negative narrative is coming back. We are crushing ourselves with the amount of expectations that we have coming into the year. Do not do this. Do not do this. Check out of your ego conditioning. Check into your observer. Right? We want to take a good look at what it is that we're doing to ourselves. We are our own worst enemies. Do not pile on the expectations or the to-do list right out of the gate. The moon is going to bump into the true node, and this is really going to put us at odds with our long-term plans. Again, the pressure that we are putting on ourselves to figure everything out now is going to absolutely paralyze us. Do not do this. Mercury is going to help us out by trining the true node. And Mercury now in Aquarius is a little bit emotionally detached, so we have that going for us. And a trine is a good energy, but again, the true node is our futuristic path forward. And right now, we're having a hard time even thinking past today because again, we ruined it by applying too much on our shoulders, on ourselves. The weight of the world was enough as we woke up, and then we kept adding on to it. So be careful with yourself. And again, download your moon guide. That helps us work through the shadow. It helps us kind of identify what it is that our energy, time, and focus and attention needs to be put on. And step by step, day by day, the clarity is going to come.